On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie rode in an open-topped car through the streets of Sarajevo, Bosnia. The security arrangements were poor. The route had been published in local newspapers. And waiting along that route were 7 members of a Serbian nationalist group called the Black Hand, armed with pistols and grenades, intent on assassinating the man who represented Austrian imperial power over the South Slavic peoples. The day had already seen one failed assassination attempt. What followed was a sequence of improbable accidents that triggered the deadliest war the world had yet experienced. The first assassin, Nedeljko Kabranovic, threw a grenade at the Archduke's car. It bounced off the folded-back convertible roof and exploded under the following car, wounding several people in the motorcade. Kabranovic swallowed a cyanide capsule and jumped into the Miljacka River, but the cyanide was old and only made him sick, and the river was 4 inches deep. He was arrested. The Archduke's motorcade raced to City Hall. After the reception, Franz Ferdinand insisted on visiting those wounded in the first attack at the hospital. The route was changed, but nobody told the lead driver. He turned down Franz Joseph Street by mistake. When told to stop and reverse, he stalled the car. Gavrilo Princip, one of the other waiting conspirators who had given up after the failed first attack and stopped for a sandwich at a nearby deli, found himself standing directly next to the stalled car, 10 feet from his target. He drew his pistol and fired twice. The Archduke was shot in the jugular vein, Sophie was shot in the abdomen. Both were dead within the hour. The assassin was 19 years old. The political machinery that their deaths set in motion was built on a network of treaties, military timetables, and imperial rivalries that transformed a regional crisis into a world war within 6 weeks. The alliance system designed to preserve peace proved instead to be a mechanism for turning a local conflict into a continental catastrophe. The European alliance system had developed over decades like a spider's web of mutual defense commitments. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the assassination and issued an ultimatum with demands so extreme they were designed to be rejected. Serbia's partial acceptance wasn't enough. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, exactly 1 month after the assassination. Russia, as the Slavic protector, began mobilizing. Germany, bound to Austria-Hungary by alliance, issued Russia an ultimatum to demobilize. Russia refused. Germany declared war on Russia on August 1. France, allied with Russia, was next. Germany invaded neutral Belgium to execute the Schlieffen Plan, a prearranged strategy to knock out France quickly before turning on Russia. Britain, treaty-bound to defend Belgian neutrality, declared war on Germany on August 4. The war that followed was unlike anything anyone had anticipated. Military planners had expected a short, decisive conflict over by Christmas was the confident prediction. Instead, the war settled into years of industrial slaughter in the trenches of the Western Front. Machine guns, artillery barrages of unprecedented scale, and poison gas made the old offensive tactics suicidal. At the Battle of the Somme in July 1916, the British Army suffered 57,470 casualties on the first day alone, the bloodiest single day in British military history. By the war's end in 1918, approximately 20 million people were dead, including both soldiers and civilians, with another 20 million wounded. The First World War's consequences remade the entire political map of the world. For empires, the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, Russian, and German, collapsed. The Russian Revolution of 1917, triggered partly by war exhaustion and casualties, installed the Bolshevik government that would become the Soviet Union. The punitive terms of the Treaty of Versailles, which assigned sole war guilt to Germany and imposed crushing reparations, created the economic desperation and national humiliation that Hitler would exploit in his rise to power. World War II was, in a very real sense, a continuation of the first. Gavrilo Princip's 2 pistol shots in a Sarajevo street set off a chain reaction that would define the entire 20th century.